Hello, everyone, and thank you for joining us today for the launch of Financial Social Work 3.0. I'm so glad to have you with us. I'm Rita Wolfson. I am the founder of Financial Social Work, and our consultant, Orly McCauley from New York City, is with us today.
Hello. Hi there.
Hey, we're glad you're here. So we're going to go ahead and, again, I just lost that part. And if it's recording. Okay. Let me try that one more time. Okay, we are recording. That's okay. So I have to put it in slide mode if I want to show you the slides. Okay, so today's agenda. We are doing the beginning with the why of financial social work. We'll move on to the what of financial social work, then the where of financial social work. Then we'll tell you what's new with financial social work, and we'll finish up with Q&A, but before that, we will definitely do our prize giveaways, 10 t-shirts, 10 tote bags, and 3 certifications. So just a little housekeeping. I know we have a lot of new people with us today. You can see that in the rectangle in the upper right-hand corner of your screen, there is a box where you can ask a question. And if we ask you any questions and you'd like to share an answer, you can also put that answer in there. And if you'd like to reduce that rectangle so that you can see the whole screen, there should be 2 arrows. And you can click on that double arrow so that you can see the whole screen. For those of you who are new or may not know this, we've been here since 1997. We are just finishing up. We're not. United Way of Pennsylvania is finishing up a 3-year evidence-based research project, which we'll be presenting on next year in 2015. Our financial social work curriculum, the same one our students and graduates take, has been taught at the University of Kentucky as an online elective since 2011. And every semester, that's 3 semesters a year, they average over 50 students. It is a very popular class. We are proud to have a chapter in the Social Work Matters book, The Power of Linking Policy and Practice, and most excited that this year, Financial Social Work was added to the online encyclopedia of social work. This to familiarize you. Whoa, this computer is running away today. Just to familiarize you with some of the organizations, the colleges, universities, and nonprofits who have staff certified in financial social work. So why financial social work? Good question, I think, and I thought that I would begin before getting into those details with a poll. So let me find those polls and see. Our first poll, which of the following, let me launch that. Which of the following would you agree with? These polls are anonymous, so feel free to participate. All you have to do is click on the boxes. You can definitely click on more than one. Okay, we've got some people joining in now. We usually get a pretty good percentage of participation, and we love when you let us know your thoughts and feelings. This is a question. There is no right or wrong answer. I just wanted to see what everybody in the audience is thinking today. Sometimes we begin by asking, okay, over 50% of you have voted, so that means there's another 50% left to vote. Sometimes we begin by asking our audience where you're located, but I thought I would start with this and then share with you what we see and what our insights are. Okay, we're up to 71%. I will 74%. Want to round it off to 80%. Very interesting. Kind of an equal spread. 81%. I'll count it down and then I'll close the poll and share with you what everybody had to say today. So 81% of you voted, 82, I'll count it down, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Well, thanks to the 82% who voted, and let's see what your thinking is. Let me share that with you. So I definitely agree with those of you who think that, who know that families are now much more responsible for the cost of college. And, well, actually, we're going to address most of these in the coming slides. So it's interesting to me that 16% of you think that most Americans are doing better today. I wish that I felt that were the case. And the 29% of you that think that the American dream is still attainable, I'd like to think so. Another part of that question could certainly be, has the American dream changed? And I think that's a fact. I think it has changed. But let's move on from there, close that poll, and take a look at the fact that the cost for attaining the American dream has increased significantly, particularly if it's housing or a college education that you're looking to attain. And that's why I think the American dream has changed. The current economic downturn has reduced or has increased the risk for job loss or decrease in income. And now we have a very part-time economy, which is also a reason that people are earning less. And more Americans are experiencing a financial crisis than the statistics would definitely indicate. All Americans need to have a greater financial knowledge and investment skills. Remember, we're looking at why financial social work, because financial deregulation, which began in the 1970s, put a greater variety of financial products out there that we really need to know about before getting involved with or investing in. It increased the degree of self-reliance expected in terms of retirement planning, and put the onus of insurance costs and college tuition and health care and retirement on individuals and families. And as for Maslow's hierarchy of needs, I believe if you look right here under safety, you will see that it is very important as we get into today's webinar, as we talk about financial social work, as we talk about the needs of a wide variety of communities who have that need, and of the providers, we as providers, what we need to know and how we can help our clients to do better. We will be looking at where safety and financial stability and security fit in. And why financial social work? Well, financial social work is created to provide a financial behavioral change model and a foundation for use by therapists, counselors, coaches, educators, advocates. Too often we find that those specifically in the helping fields address the psychosocial and psychological and mental health needs, and those doing advocacy and financial education address the information and knowledge. Financial social work combines both of those pieces to help our clients and those taking the certifications, our students and graduates, to be in a better position to create long-term sustainable financial behavioral change. because financial well-being isn't just about money. It is very much about personal growth and awareness, because you'll never have the actual financial behavioral change if we're not growing and learning and feeling better about ourselves. And it's personal growth and awareness that increases sense of self, self-esteem, and self-confidence. Because if you don't feel good about yourself, you're just not likely to make the time or do the work that will help you to create a better financial future. You have to feel deserving. So financial social work is a more comprehensive approach. It's a different and better way of working with clients, mostly because it is a behavioral model. And until and unless behavior changes, nothing changes. Because poverty and all the financial problems that people are experiencing today and have been experiencing long before the Great Recession or not so great recession, food insecurity, college educations, divorce, foreclosure, all of these, predatory lending, joblessness, medical expenses, they're all a part of everyday life for everyone. And they come in all sizes and shapes, and each of us copes with and deals with them differently. So it's important to have an approach and a program that is broad enough but deep enough to address the needs of each client. So what does financial social work do? Well, here you can see that we will keep pointing out this is about financial behavior, because it's financial behavior, and you'll see that in an upcoming slide, that determines your financial circumstances. And so we have 4 components in this infographic. And you can see that we look at the psychosocial aspects, those thoughts, feelings, and attitudes that drive behavior. And it's the relationship with money that determines our financial behavior. And of course, we need the financial information and knowledge, but it isn't enough. Just learning, everyone just likes the B word for budget. We have to engage clients, and financial social work is very focused on that, and you'll be seeing that shortly. And so there is a great disconnect in this country from our money. We don't touch it on a daily basis. We don't see it. We don't interact with it. And that allows us to kind of avoid it, put our head in the sand, not to know how much we have, how much we've spent. We've got Google Wallet. We've got Apple Pay. We have Twitter Buy. It gets easier and easier to spend money without thinking about it, without really considering the consequences. And we look at that component of financial behavior that comes from childhood. We very much look at what we've learned as children growing up, so that we understand what's working for us and what is working against us. And we're not just acting on autopilot from childhood scripts. That empowers everyone to make better choices with their money, with their spending, and with their saving. And so the information itself, and I'm sure everyone on this call and session knows that you can find financial information everywhere and anywhere: internet, books, magazines, television. So the information is out there. The question is, how do we make it of interest? How do we use it to engage clients? Because it doesn't matter how wonderful our programs are. If our clients aren't excited by it, if they don't understand what it can do for them, and we'll talk more about that as we go on, then they're not engaged, and then all the information in the world is not going to create sustainable long-term financial behavioral change. So yes, there are lots of differences between financial social work, you can see that, and traditional financial education. But most of all, our approach is empowering, encouraging, and motivating. It has a strong underlying component of hope. Hope is important. Hope opens the door to change, and hopelessness, which so many people living in poverty or living below the poverty line or struggling with all kinds of personal and financial problems feel very hopeless. And so you'll see how we help clients, help clients to see just how ready they are and what they can do to create a better financial future. So we use the financial social work certification to help our students improve their own financial circumstances. That's really important. We know that so many people working in the helping fields have their own financial challenges. So the certification is very personalized. Our students take their own journey to a better financial future. This way, you benefit personally and professionally by gaining an understanding of your own relationship with money and then improving your financial future so that you feel more hopeful and positive, and then you can role model that for clients as well as be helpful in providing clients with resources and referral sources. So we provide the foundation to help clients understand what's in it for me. We may know and think we know, how clients will benefit and how much this would help them. But it doesn't matter what we think or know. It matters what the client believes. And so this work is very insightful and introspective. And by using that approach, we are able to help clients connect to how this can improve their lives. And I already mentioned that there is a very strong hope component to the work. And it enables us, this foundation, to learn how best to engage and work with each client, because obviously each client is very different. So change and behavioral change of any kind has many moving pieces and many different components. It's not a one-size-fits-all, and that's the point with financial social work. Certainly in the 5 workbooks, we have a lot of information, but you can't have all of the information needed. So you'll see that we've added additional information for you to be able to access beyond the 5 workbooks that aren't on the final exam. But I felt this was a great slide to show you how many components there are to behavior and behavioral change. So what makes financial social work so special? Well, we do believe it's because it is a behavioral model. It is highly experiential, very introspective, and strengths-based. We believe you can and should build on strengths, not focus on negatives. It's interactive, multidisciplinary, and highly psychosocial. And our model is an ongoing model. It incorporates ongoing engagement, education, motivation, validation, and support, because we know that is what people need to create sustainable long-term financial behavioral change. A 3-week, 6-week, 12-week program may get some points across, but it takes more than that to really create sustainable change. And this is what it looks like really at its simplest form. It's your relationship with money that drives your financial behavior. And it is very much your financial behavior, how you spend, how you save, how you earn, and how you share, that determines your financial circumstances. And right there, the little twirling arrow, that's where the magic has to happen. It's where financial behavioral change happens. So our second poll, let's find it. Okay, this is a new question for us, and I thought it would be interesting to see how many of those on the session are students or graduates new to financial social work, or follow us on Twitter, LinkedIn, or Facebook. I just spoke to you about our ongoing model. So this, while we're waiting for everyone to participate, I can tell you that our Facebook page is where we motivate. Every day we post something motivational on Facebook. Our Twitter feed is very important. We post all day on Twitter the most current articles on what's happening with money, what's happening with the economy, what's happening around poverty. I would encourage you to absolutely participate in our Twitter feed and on our Facebook page. And 78% of you have voted. We're going to get over 80%. I'm going to go ahead and count it down. And we're at 79%. 5, 4, 3. Thank you for going to 80. 3, 2, 1. Okay. I will. Oh, we got up to 82%. I think that's where we were last time. I'm closing it out, and I will share it with you. So, about 1/5 of you are our students or graduates. We're so happy you're with us. Just to make sure you know that you will all have access to the 3.0 version, and I think you'll be as excited with it as we are. The least amount of you are with us on Twitter and LinkedIn. Again, I wish you'd follow us on Twitter because we post really important things. Okay, so some of you are on Facebook. Most of you are email subscribers. And half of you are new to financial social work. Well, welcome to financial social work. We're so happy to have you with us. Okay, so let's keep going. Now, I could spend a great deal of time on this slide, and interestingly enough to me, when I reviewed it this morning, I saw things that were missing from it. But Dorlee has some great stuff to share with you today, and I don't want to cut into her time. So I'll just point out that the new certification program 3.0 does address more things than ever before. But no 5 workbooks can address everything that needs addressed. And again, that's why I think our Twitter feed is so important, because money, the economy, they're very fluid, and so many things are happening all of the time. This has been about a 6-month project for us to complete this 3.0 update. And certainly in that process, more new things are happening. Just last week, Apple came out with Apple Pay. So we have lots of exciting things in the workbook. And if we have time at the end, maybe we can come back to this slide and I can talk about a little more about the feminization of poverty, predatory lending. Big data is a big problem for every single person on this call and everywhere in this country. And it is a part of identity theft, and it's a serious problem that gets more concerning to me every single day. So let's go on. So where is financial social work needed? Well, it has entered certainly the relationship arena. I certainly have worked with clients who are divorced or going through a divorce or in a new relationship who have told me that they would never get serious with someone without knowing their financial circumstances. And I believe that that is a growing concern for people. And here you see these websites where you can meet someone with a better credit rating. Where is it needed? Well, we know it's definitely needed in the workplace. Financial problems in the workplace contribute to all of these issues: low productivity, low morale, theft, and lateness, being late with materials, not being able to do the job. Financial problems and issues are the #1 stressor in people's lives, and that's everyone's life, not just people living below the poverty line or experiencing specific, bankruptcy or foreclosure. I mean, people, it's the #1 stressor. We have all kinds of statistics and materials on that. It remains the #1 reason employees contact their EAP department. It is a driving force behind most violence and a major source of anxiety, domestic violence, child abuse, crime, and alcohol, and drug abuse. I could mention right now that next month is Domestic Violence Month, and we have a great speaker going to do a great free webinar for all of you on financial abuse. And it is a primary cause of the feminization of poverty. And where is financial social work needed? Well, with people at greater risk or already experiencing a lot of the things in this list. We don't necessarily recognize the underlying component of financial problems when meeting with clients in certain situations, but it's very real, and a lot of that comes from the hopelessness that's foundational actually to poverty and financial problems. And so where is financial social work needed? Well, our students and graduates, and there are thousands of them across the country and around the world, and they work in all of these settings and more. So we do know that a lot of people could benefit from financial social work. And now what you've been waiting for, what's new about Financial Social Work Certification 3.0. Okay, well, I'm not sure it'll be as exciting to you, but I'm very excited. I think that our workbooks are so much more attractive. I meant to include some of the pages. Very excited. These are the 5 different workbooks, and that's the topic of each workbook. And we now have a clickable table of contents. Something else very important to me, and I think very beneficial to our students and graduates, you can click on the topic and it will take you directly to that page, and that would be helpful when working with clients. Our graduates are able to use all of the original materials in the workbooks one-on-one with their clients. And as I mentioned, well, many years ago, I've been doing this since 1997, so it's going on 18 years. And many years ago when I first began, there were 10 workbooks. But clearly, no one was going to be able to complete 10 workbooks or have the interest. So we did get them down to 5 workbooks through the years. But we do know that some people want more information, and so we do have an exciting new appendix with workbooks 2, 3, 4, and 5, and it includes all kinds of great online resources and articles and apps and videos and webinars. So if you want more information, or some of our webinars and some of the other things included in each appendix could be great resources and tools to watch with a client or give to a client to read at home between sessions.
Excuse me, sorry,
Yes.
Rita, if I could just interject.
Go ahead.
So just to expand upon the appendices, these really offer you so many wonderful links to resources that will help you do your work with your clients. Some examples include sites to help you assist clients to find out their eligibility, for example, to certain low-income benefit programs, including the EITC, or the Earned Income Tax Credit Program, that applies for people who are working but earn less than $51,000 per year. We provide information, webinars, links, and articles to help both you and your clients vis-a-vis negotiating and job search and career assistance, because we feel that increasing the income portion of you and your client's balance sheet is a very important component of managing one's security, financial security. Very often when you're working with a client, part of finding out what they would like to achieve and their dreams is deciding that perhaps they would like a different career direction, and this is a way of opening the door in terms of earning more income. So we include some resources to help you and your client in this direction. In addition, there are various free calculators for crunching numbers so that you or your clients can see how quickly your savings or debt would grow at different interest rates. There are different links to investing resources to help you teach your clients how the stock market works. There's even this platform that allows you to literally play at having your own stock portfolio without any risk to you, because it's a fake portfolio, but you actually get to see how your stocks go up and down with the market in real time. In addition, there are various videos and webinars guiding you as to what to consider in terms of estate planning, working with special populations. You want to be educating children, and you can never start too early in terms of teaching them about money management. They are watching and learning from us from day one as we're spending and buying and living with them. Also in terms of intimate partner abuse, those suffering with addictions, and even those who have criminal debt. In short, you really will find these appendices an incredible gold mine that you'll want to refer back to time and again.
And believe me, Dorlee knows, because she created them. Thank you, Dorlee. You know something that's in the certification that I never really talk about is the whole job search component in Workbook 2. That is that's very interesting. I never mentioned that, but that is important, and that's why it's in there. And we certainly go through all the basics of investing, but Dorlee put together all these additional wonderful resources, which is just another reason that we're so excited with the update. Thanks, Dorlee. And so there's all kinds of helpful and informative new topics and forms. We look at credit card technology, the benefits and pitfalls of prepaid cards, student debt, teaching children about money, how to manage a fluctuating or irregular income. That's an important piece for a lot of people. Basics of banking, the different kinds of banks, financial illiteracy and the money disconnect, very serious problem in this country. We have financial decision-making tools, financial goal setting section, specific steps for engaging clients in financial behavioral change. So these are all the new things, and all the preceding things, all the other things that we've had for so long are still very much a part of the certification. We have several different assessment tools in that 5th workbook for working with clients, but we've added this very exciting More Money Wise assessment along with this terrific scoring tool, which is a gentle but honest way of helping clients look at the changes that they need to make to have a better financial future. And I think that, you know, all of our students and graduates are going to enjoy those tools too. So this is our final poll. Let's take a look at it. Okay. You can pick more than one. This is the first time we ever had 3 polls that you could pick as many as you wanted. Okay, we have a very knowledgeable group, that's clear. About 50% of you have voted. And I love that we have such great participation. You clearly have some real strong opinions on this. Okay, wait a few more seconds, and then I'll count it down. We're almost to our threshold of 82%, but not quite. It's almost time to turn this over to Dorlee. So I'll go ahead and count it down. 80%. Where's that last 2%? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, thank you. We got to 82. I think it was a perfect 82 each time. Let me close that and share it with you. Okay, so more than half of you think there is a gender of money. Just under half of you think the face of poverty is a woman's face. And now I'm going to, and most of you knew that women live longer than men. Statistically, it is 8 years. Let me share with you why I did that poll. Thanks, everybody, for participating. Let me close this and keep going. So, Femenomics is a word I created back in 1997. It is what started all of this for up until 2005. Everything was about Femenomics, and then it kind of shifted into financial social work. But this is Femenomics 3.0 actually, and we started out with 3 components of Femenomics, and now there are 7. So let me just share those 7. I mean, I could spend an entire webinar, and one day I will, on Femenomics, but this is included in the 5th workbook. Women earn less, and that is 77 cents on the dollar. Women often have fiscal and physical responsibility for children. You can see here 56% of poor children live in families headed by women. And that other statistic is really terrible. More than 1 in 7 women live in poverty. And the percentage of women living in poverty as they grow older is just too overwhelming to even share with you. 3, women do have unique health care problems and problems accessing health care. 4, women are often charged more for products and services. If you buy a t-shirt in the men's department, same one, it'll be less than in the women's. Same thing with many beauty products. 5, women are disproportionately impacted by financial illiteracy. This is very true. Women do live longer, and women do have gender-specific obstacles resulting from how they are socialized. So that's included. And now I am going to turn it over to Dorlee, who is going to do a little bit more in-depth training with you that I think you're all going to thoroughly enjoy. Go ahead, Dorlee. Thanks.
Okay, thank you. So we cover reflective listening in the updated certification because we really wanted to emphasize just how important listening and hearing what our clients are saying is important to establishing a rapport with them. It's really building that whole rapport is how you get our clients to trust us and feel comfortable really talking and opening up that whole conversation around money. Money is often, and problems about money is often a very difficult subject for people to feel comfortable talking about. And it's only by engaging in what you call reflective listening that we're going to get them to trust us. So what is reflective listening? It really as you look at this chart, it kind of shows you that there's a lot of room for misinterpretation when we're simply kind of talking from one person to another. We're all using the same language, but when you're using certain words, even though you are using certain words, what you mean to say and what the other person is hearing may not necessarily be the same thing. So when you engage in reflective listening, a way of kind of confirming that what the person said is what you actually heard is by paraphrasing what you just heard and then checking back and confirming that what you think you heard is what they actually meant to say. And in that way, we make sure that we're on the same page with our clients. And we go into more depth into this into the certification and kind of walk you through a couple of examples. Here is another wonderful tool that you'll find helpful. It's called a Decisional Balance or Pros and Cons worksheet. And this is helpful in terms of getting a client to feel more motivated to change. One way of kind of introducing this would be to suggest this as a way of exploring a client's reasons for continuing in engaging in a particular behavior that's causing them trouble, let's say in shopping. So, you know, let's explore the reasons why you would like to continue shopping. And you always start with the pros and you end with like a summary of the pros and cons. And again, we go into more depth as to exactly how you would walk a client through this. As many of you know, traditional financial education has the model where you have the teacher in the front of the classroom, so to speak, acting as the expert, and students are expected to basically memorize whatever it is that the teacher expert presents them with. And this type of learning leads to short-term, superficial type of change at best. That's only temporary. Financial social work, on the other hand, is based upon these two models, transformative theory and the trans-theoretical model of behavioral change. And the updated certification will provide you with more information about these two models and how you may apply these two models in such a way that will help your work be much more efficient and effective. So, the transformative learning theory is the most established learning theory for adults, and it's very different from the traditional financial education model, which, as I said, was one where you have the teacher acting as the expert and the students are expected to memorize. In the transformative learning theory, the one which we use in the financial social work model, there's a peer-to-peer type of relationship or a mentor-to-mentee one. So it's one in which we guide our clients to basically reevaluate the thoughts, attitudes, and beliefs which they learned as they were growing up from their primary caregivers and mentors, they kind of learned both consciously and unconsciously, just kind of in the process of growing up, about money and about life in general. We can move to the next slide. Sorry. Thank you. Learners experience with this model, this method of teaching, both personal and intellectual growth as we guide them through these exercises that we went through the financial social work certification, and we then use these exercises with our clients, and they then are able to look at their previous thoughts and attitudes, which they basically kind of took for granted that these were theirs because they had kind of naturally absorbed them from their primary caregivers and mentors, and now they come into their awareness and they kind of say, well, do these make sense in terms of what's going on in my life now? Are these the ones I want to still be using vis-a-vis money in my life? Do these make sense in terms of where I want to go in the future? And as they reevaluate and think about these things, they develop new beliefs and new perspectives, and this in turn then helps them take on new behaviors and new actions as they go forward. If we could go to the next slide. Thank you. Financial social work also incorporates the trans-theoretical model of behavioral change, which is Prochaska, Di Clemente, and Norcross's model. This actually originated from work with individuals who had smoking, alcohol, and drug abuse. And now research has proven that this is effective in changing also financial behavior. And our philosophy as per this model is that basically we work to meet clients with where they're at in terms of their readiness to change. So this model shows you, as you see in this chart, that behavior change is a process. So you don't kind of like wake up one morning and decide, oh, I'm going to change, and right away you're ready to change. No, it's a process. So people typically follow a point where they may not really be aware of having a problem in a particular area, or they're not really ready to make a change even if they are aware. And then over time they're kind of like, okay, I'm thinking about it. Maybe I'll be ready to make a change, so they're in the contemplation stage. And then over time they're getting ready to make a change until they're then, okay, I'll make a change. And then they move into the maintenance. They're making the change, and now they're actually performing all the steps to kind of keep them in that change mode. And at the same time, there could be a relapse, which is pretty normal. This happens occasionally where they'll slip back. They'll all of a sudden engage in a behavior that means that let's say they were working on cutting back on spending. So even though they may have achieved their goal and they had already kind of mastered that, all of a sudden something may happen. They may have hit an emotional trigger of some sort, and all of a sudden they went on a spending binge. It's pretty normal that one has these things. So basically, this model shows you that there are different stages of change. It becomes a very useful tool to work with clients because it's very reassuring. It shows them that change takes time, it's normal, and that it's okay if there's a setback. That's normal too. You can get back on the change. It doesn't mean the fact that you had a little setback that you're not going to achieve your goal. You'll still get there. And in our updated certification, we provide you with many tools so as to help you move the client from one stage to another. The financial, sorry, if we go to the next slide, thank you. The financial social work model is unique in that it combines, or that it's based upon these two models, the transformational learning theory and the trans-theoretical model of behavioral change. And it is this unique combination that enables you, as you go through the certification process, and your client as you walk them through this, to achieve long-term personal and financial growth. We could go to the next slide. Thanks. This chart is another helpful little tool. On the first column, you see the stages of change. The second column shows you the different types of behavior that a person may exhibit when they're at those different stages of change. So this would help you identify, is the person at that undecided stage of change, or are they at the point of where they're ready to take action? And then the last column, the third column, shows you different types of strategies that you could employ with the person so as to help them. So, for example, let's say a person is at that pre-contemplation or undecided stage. So they may be behaving, they may be acting as if they're unwilling or too discouraged to change. So they may appear very hopeless or even argumentative. So an appropriate strategy to use with them would be to focus on building trust and rapport. So you'd want to be using what we discussed earlier, the reflective listening skills that you want to be using actually throughout your work with your client, but particularly you want to focus on using that skill at the very beginning, as well as eliciting your client's perceptions of the problem behavior and expressing concern and support for them. That will go a long way at this point when they're very undecided and or maybe even unaware of their problem. So this tool is very helpful in terms of both ascertaining where a client is in terms of their readiness to change, as well as the different types of approaches that will be helpful for working with them at those different stages. We could move to the next slide, please. Thanks. This tool is another version of kind of figuring out where a client is in terms of their readiness to change, in case it's, it's not so obvious by the way they're behaving with you. It's this little ruler of readiness to change, and basically you'd be asking the client on a scale from 1 to 10, where 1 represents I'm not willing to change and 10 represents I'll do anything that I need to change. How would you rate your willingness to address, let's say, shopping? And the client will then give you their rating, and you'd ask them a few more questions. And according to their response, you then would be able to ascertain, where they are in terms of their readiness to change. You then would then take that information, look back at that previous chart, and you'd then be able to select which strategies would be most helpful to moving your client along their path to financial security. That's all yours.
Thanks, Dorley. Your information was very helpful. I'd like to just finish up by saying that there are many takeaways, we hope, from all of the information we've shared with you. I see in our comments that our students and graduates have said how excited they are with some of the things we've added, and that others of you find this very interesting. There's no way to tell you everything in this webinar. We're almost out of time, and we do want to take some time for questions and answers. Plus, we have all those things to give away. So I thought that the one takeaway I would share with you would just be that if you really understand what we've shared with you here today, in truth, this is the beginning of anything you want. We have worked really hard to provide all kinds of information and knowledge and motivation. There are motivational pieces and quotes throughout the certification. The validation piece is very important. That's in there. There's 25 steps to best practices. So those things are all in there. But if we can leave you with this thought that this is the beginning of anything you want, anything is possible. And it's interesting because I start each day by creating something motivational to post on Facebook. And I find that I always have a better day because I've gone through all these motivational pictures and quotes to share with you. So this is the beginning of anything you want. It's the beginning of our 3.0 certification. We worked really hard to make it everything it could possibly be. I want to just really thank Dorley for all of her hard work and for her presentation today. And I know, I guess before we go on to I was just about to go on to the giveaways. I know everybody wants to see if they won. All right, let me just give you the basics of the certification. It is self-study and self-paced. Our students have 6 months to complete it. Most students do finish it in 3 to 4 months, but some students obviously find that life happens and sometimes they need more time, and we always work with our students. There is an online final exam, and our students have 2 weeks to complete it. They can work on it and then leave it and come back to it. It does include 20 CEUs from NASW, and the cost of the certification. There are 5 workbooks. I didn't put that on here. The cost is $495, and it does include the exam. However, all this month in announcing the 3.0 from the beginning of the month. We have been offering a $150 discount. That promotion code is FSW3150, and that ends today. So if you've been considering it, you would need to make that purchase by midnight. But since some of you may not have known that and may not be able to get that done today, from tomorrow, which will be October 1st, through the 7th, for 1 week, we will offer a $100 savings. And that promotional code is FSW3100. So those are our special offerings. We only do this maybe once a year. We certainly won't be doing it until well into next year if we repeat it. So moving on, now we can announce the winners. And that's why I was a little late getting this thing started, because Eric has a special program he uses to generate the winners. And I had to just very quickly put them in. So I don't know who won. So we're all going to find out together. So if you're on the call and you want to tell us that you are, let us know. These are the t-shirt winners. Eric will be reaching out to you because all we have is your email address, and we will need your mailing address to mail these to you. Now, I hope I got this right. So these are the t-shirt winners. So if you're on the call, congratulations. These are new t-shirts designed just for this occasion. I want to make sure everybody has a chance to see if their name is on it. And then we have the tote bag winners. Okay, so these are going to come up like this: Cheryl Glass, Emily Oakes. I hope some of you are on the call and know that you won. 1, 2, 3, 4. And number 10. Okay, we'll give you a moment to look at those. Then we will finish up with the 3 certification winners and do Q&A. Okay? So our 3 financial social work certifications go to Brenda Harris, congratulations, Jerry Vance, and Latoya Jones. Congratulations to the 3 of you. I hope you were with us today. So now we will see if anyone has any questions or comments for us. Let's see what's going on here. Some people did lose audio. I don't know why. I think somebody had trouble logging into the video, and I apologize for that. Some of that is just, that's not about us, it's about the platform that we use. But all of you will have access to the recording, so you will be able to listen to it again if you'd like. Everyone, a question that's coming up is, some of you have just recently registered, others of you are graduates from years ago. All of you will have access to the 3.0. Some of you are asking how much it would cost. If you already have an account with us, you will be able to log into that account tomorrow, and the 3.0 should be there. That's my understanding. If you took the certification before last year when everything went online, if you're a graduate, we will have you in our database, and you can contact us, and we'll have Eric set up an account for you. So it's nothing to upgrade. Thanks for the great influence. Oh, good. Danielle Wonderly is here, and you were a winner. Is a PowerPoint of today's slides, just the recording will coming out. Somebody is saying that I ignored Canadian participants. I apologize if that's true. I certainly didn't mean to. We do have numerous graduates in Canada, but I can't say that I'm specifically familiar with the differences between what goes on in Canada and what goes on here. I know there are some similarities, or we wouldn't have graduates and students there. What else? When are more webinars? Next month, October 21st, we have one on financial abuse. We usually do a free webinar 10 or 11 months of the year. If you go to our Facebook page, there is a button. It's Financial Social Work on Facebook. It's our Financial Social Work page, and there's a button and you press on that. It says recordings, and you can see the past, I don't know, 20 or so that we've done. We've had the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, we've had Experian, we've had great people do webinars for us. There are no further classes per se to maintain the certification in answer to that question. There are no prerequisites for the certification. If you remember, I did say that our model is ongoing engagement, education, motivation, validation, and support. We provide that through our Facebook, our Twitter, our free webinars. What else am I forgetting, Dorley? LinkedIn. This is a national, it's an international certifications. We have all. What?
You basically you update throughout social media via email, the newsletter, Facebook, Twitter, and the webinars.
Someone asked if this has any connection with Consumer Financial Protection Bureau. Not really. We actually have been around a lot longer than the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau, but I think that they are just the greatest organization. It's the first time we've ever had any agency truly looking out for the well-being of the consumer, and I'm a huge supporter, and they did a free webinar for us, and that link is on the website. If you go to our Facebook page, someone is saying she can't find our Facebook page. It should be, I believe, Financial MSW or just Financial Social Work. We have a couple of thousand people on there liking us. Somebody wants to know, are these children of color? Are these women of color? I'm not sure exactly what you're referring to. Certainly the majority, we know that the majority of clients living, well, I guess that's not really true, living below the poverty are different races. But if you want to just clarify that question, maybe I can answer it better.
I'm sorry, for the Facebook link, so it would be www.facebook.com/financialmsw.
Thanks, Dorley. Oh, is this curriculum targeted more towards women? I work in a fatherhood program and see that not only women get charged more for products, but that low-income people in general are targets for high-interest consumer products, i.e. pay here, car loans. Absolutely. That's so very true. I know that, Danielle. I know the differences. This is not Femenomics. This is not just for women. This information is for therapists. Therapists use it. It's for individuals. It's for anyone who wants to do better with his or her money. Femenomics is a concept that I had created, and so it is identified specifically in there. But we look at predatory lending, and we had a great webinar on predatory lending, as depressing and as upsetting as that whole concept is. But we have a great recording of that on our Facebook page, and we are advocates against it, but we do look at it. There's just so much more information in the training, in the certification, that we just didn't point out because of time. Let's see if there's anybody else. Women in poverty are the majority women of color. Well, I was going to say that, but I can't answer that that specifically. I don't know those statistics. I would, my guesstimate would be yes, but I'm going to just go ahead and look that up when we get off of here today. Well, clients aren't expected to pay for the certification, and you can purchase the certification through PayPal, and they will give you 6 months to pay it off. I wish we could do this for free, and you should be able to tell that we do many, many, many things for free, but it costs a lot of money to have staff and to do free webinars and to do updates that take 6 months and create all of these materials. So unfortunately, we aren't funded by any organizations, and we have to charge for it. Someone said you weren't aware of the giveaways. Well, if you registered, which you must have to be here, you were included in that drawing. And I'm sorry if you didn't win. No, are you supposed to charge the clients for this? No. No. Well, that's not a simple yes or no question, to the extent that many of you on the call probably work in not-for-profits or community action agencies where there are programs where that's part of the service is financial education, but there are probably also therapists and counselors and coaches. So this program will provide, as we talked about, a foundation for all of those helping professions to make a difference in clients' lives. So not-for-profits don't traditionally charge clients. They use, they purchase the certification for their staff, and then the staff uses it with clients.
Excuse me, and in those cases, we do also have a version, if you were going to be working with a group, to make it easier. We actually also have a version that you could be, that actually walks you through how to work with a group that you could purchase. So if you go to the Center for Financial Social Work website, you should see what we have available in terms of working with groups. We also have a specific product that would help you walk through that process.
And you can also use the workbooks one-on-one. You can pay one price for the client workbook and print as many as you like. Here's the last comment I'll share, and I'll thank you. Can you get it? Oh, there's one more question. Can I get a grant to do your course? Absolutely. Lots of organizations do write grants. We don't give grants, but there are lots of people out there that write grants. We've had whole staffs, whole not-for-profit staffs, get certified that way. So finally, I'm going to thank you, Ernest, who is on the call, who wrote that Rita and Dorley obviously did a great job on this webinar and worked very hard in putting it all together. This is true. I know that Rita has created a wonderful and revolutionary program that Dorley has provided a lot of valuable assistance. So many people have benefited from it and will continue to do so. Congratulations on all the well-deserved accolades and the great success. You're very kind, Ernest. Thank you so very much. Thank all of you for joining with us. You will be back on the 21st. If you registered for this webinar, you'll get the invitation for that one. And if not, we have really exciting things coming in 2015, January. Watch for them. Thanks, everybody, and have a beautiful rest of the day. Bye now.
Thanks. Bye.